Hey everybody, welcome to Mammoth Interactive's YouTube channel. First of all, I want to thank you for watching this video. And remember that this channel doesn't do Patreon. Instead, we sell our digital courses down below. And every single dollar that we get from the products you buy below goes into making more content. The best way to help out this channel and Mammoth Interactive is to subscribe to Mammoth Interactive's huge library of content. Get thousands of hours and hundreds of courses for a low price down below. We have a monthly option and a yearly option. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the video.
Okay everyone, we're here in Blender and we're going to be making the paddles for our air hockey game. To start off, we're just going to delete everything in our scene. I'm going to double click on A, and click X. We're going to delete all the pieces over here. Next up, I'm going to go over to the side here, create. We're going to go click on that tab and we're going to create a cylinder. With the cylinder here, as you can see, it is currently kind of round right here. I think 32 vertices around the sphere here is a little too much. We don't really need to have it that high. I'm just going to drop it down to say 24. And it's still even everywhere, so it's pretty good. I am going to slightly shift this up above our sort of working area or work area grid. And to do that, I'm just going to turn on snap mode so that this piece just snaps up above it. I'm going to click on Shift Tab, the hotkey, to turn that on, or you can just click on the magnet down here, which is the on and off button for snap mode. I'm going to just click on that. And when we move it, it'll sort of snap to certain increments or sort of grid lengths on the 3D space here. And I want to make it so that it'll be easier for us to scale this piece outwards without worrying about certain axis points. For instance, if I wanted to scale this up, it's going to just scale from the center. It's going to be hard for me to slightly scale this upwards if I want to push it upwards. So I'm just going to click on Control A, and we are going to change up or apply the sort of the center right here. I'm going to click on Control A again. Click on location. It'll drop your center pivot point down to the bottom here. So when we're scaling, it's just going to scale upwards. It's not going to scale from the mid. Now, next up, we're going to go into edit mode. We're currently in object mode. As you can see, you don't see any faces or anything. Just simply click on tab, and we'll see our sort of options right here. We're currently in edge mode, I believe. No, we're in vertex mode, as you can see right here. To switch around, we're just going to click on Control Tab, and we're going to switch from vertex over to face mode. I'm going to select the outer face of our cylinder here. Just simply click on Alt and click, and you should get all of these sort of stitched together faces over here, and it'll just select all those. We're going to follow up by extruding outwards. I'm going to click on E. And if we were to slightly move this, it's going to just slightly shift over there. We're going to click on scale. So it's going to scale outwards. But I want to make sure that it is scaled flat and constrained. So I'm going to click on Shift Z. So it doesn't scale on the Z axis or up and down. So it's just flat like so. And I'll push it about like this far. And Shift R to repeat. See, that's a bit too much. I'm going to click on E again, scale, Shift Z, and just pull this outwards a tiny little bit right here. And we're going to go into object mode. I'm going to slightly thin this guy down, just push it down. We're going to scale on the Z axis, and it's just push it down like about this much. It's pretty good. I'm going to go back into object mode or edit mode. I'm going to click on the top section here. I'm going to hold on to Alt and Shift so that we select, we add this selection right here. If you just simply click on Shift, it's just going to select one piece right here. Alt Shift, I'm going to grab all these pieces and just go over here. I'm going to click on Extrude, click Z. We're just going to push this upwards on the Z axis here. As you can see, the Z axis pole is over there, and our handle seems pretty good. I'm going to slightly grab the center here and pull this up a tiny little bit, not too much, but like this much. And there you go. We have this sort of air hockey paddle right there. gonna make it look a little smoother, look a little better. We're just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna scale this centerpiece a little down. Hold Shift. I'm actually going to turn off snap mode now because right now it's snapping to points where I don't really want it to. I just want to do a better, more slight, minute movement instead. So I just turn that off, Shift Tab, or again, you can just click on the magnet right there. And now when I scale, it's not going to snap anywhere. It's just going to move more smoothly. I'm going to grab the edge, go to Control Tab, grab the edge here, scale this out a tiny little bit, and grab this center area here, scale this inwards, look, give it some grooves, make it look nice. And I'm going to go ahead and add some bevels onto the sides of these corners because they're all super sharp. I'm just going to go ahead and simply click on Control B. And if you just move your mouse slightly, you'll see that there is a slight bevel that's formed right here. As you can see, just click off again and you'll get the bevels. Click off, hold, click Tab, jump out into object mode. You notice that we have this nice sort of edge right here, a little bevel. And if you want to add more bevels onto the bevels here, just hold on to Alt Shift, grab all these guys again, Control B, slight movements. You can hold Shift as well to do slight, even smaller, minute movements. And there you go, we have a better, smoother edge. This top part, we're also going to add a bevel over here, but as you can see right here, it's a complete face right here. We're going to slightly add on some triangles. We're going to make sure that this whole piece is triangulated. We're going to hold onto Alt P, and there you go. It just turns that, it cuts the face basically. It turns it into all triangles right here. It basically does the same if you do something like over here on a square. It just triangulates all the things. I'm going to grab the edges here, Control B, hold, bevel it, make it look nice. Grab this piece, this edge right here, Control B, add in the bevel. And there you go, we have a smoother top. The bottoms over here are a little tad sharp. Just add bevels as well, Control B, bevel them all. And you don't have to do the beveling, it just might add on a lot more faces onto it, but it just makes it look nicer. I'm going to go into Tools, go back into Tools, select our object here. I'm going to click on Smooth, and it just turned this into a smoother shading look to it. And there you go. I'm going to slightly fix the bottom as well, just add some sort of bevel onto this bottom section here. Raise it up, Control B, make it a little smooth over here, and you can't really tell since it's the bottom, it doesn't really matter, but we can, you can leave it like that. But yeah, there you go. We have sort of our air hockey handle or our paddle over here. You can add on some colors onto it if you would like. Right now, it's a simple sort of object shape that we can use for our game. And yeah, if we want to add more additional details to it later, we'll come back to it. Yeah, for now, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Okay, we're back again in Blender with our air hockey paddle. Now, previously we've already finished, basically finished building everything here. We've pretty much mapped out the sort of basic structure of the air hockey paddle. We've added in some edge bevels on this to make it look a little smoother, and it seems pretty good. But after looking at it a few times, I felt like the center handle for our paddle here is a tad bit small, because if you've looked up online at what the air hockey paddles usually look like, the center is a little bit large, actually quite large. And yeah, we're just going to make some changes there, and then we're just going to simply add on color or material onto this paddle here. Now we're just going to go into edit mode, and I am just going to go ahead and select the center here. Let's grab this center bit. Actually, I'm going to go into face mode. I'm going to select these faces and click B, select these faces. Just going to slightly raise this up a little larger, scale it up, and like so. I'm gonna slightly add in some additional sort of edge loops here to give it a more rounded kind of feel to it. First off, I'm gonna go into edge mode, and I'm going to slide this piece down, or this edge right here down. Just gonna click double G or GG, and we can just slide this down on the the edges down here. And then let's maybe add in some edge loops here. Scale this out just a tiny little bit. We're gonna make sure that it is not scaled beyond the sort of confines of this circle right here. I'm going to grab this bit, GG, slide it down just a tiny little bit. Control B, add in the bevel here. Add the bevel right there, and I feel like we should maybe, make this top bit right here, this triangle area, a little bit up high here, make it a little smoother looking. It's quite simple. We're going to go into face mode, deselect, grab the center here, extrude, scale inwards, and like this much. Push this up a tad bit, and then maybe again, you can click E, scale this, and just round it upwards. And yeah, there you go. We have a much better looking handle than before. Before it was just like a tiny little cone on top. It's not that good. And if you want, you can maybe change it up a little bit more. But right now it seems pretty good. I'm just going to go and add in a simple shade of red that you usually see on the air hockey paddles. Let's go to the side here, the right side. We're just going to drag our menu out a little bit, and we are going to go to the material section. As you can see right here, the little spherical icon right here. Click on that, and we are just going to simply click on new. With that, I'm just going to rename this material that we just made. I'm going to call this the air hockey paddle red. And to change the color, right now it's currently set to white. We're going to click on the diffuse in this area right here. Double click. Just go down to a nice shade of red. That seems a little dark. I'm gonna go something like this. Brighten it up a little. Maybe add a little shade of orange into it if you can. I like that. Seems pretty good. And yeah, there you go. We have our color. Usually, that if you see the air paddles, actually, if you hold it up, if you like fling it around and stuff, sometimes you might see some color, like a layer of felt right underneath the paddles. It's usually there to help you, make sure that you don't scratch the air hockey table. We could do that, add in just a slight little detail there, so that if we were to look at this, it won't be just purely a red color. I'm just gonna grab all these guys right here. Grab this, and let's add in new color. Let's assign it. Let's call this the air hockey paddle bottom, and let's go with a darkish green. Let's go like dark green or something in that type of shade. Check it out. Seems pretty good. We could go darker, but you know what? I think that's good enough. Can add maybe another edge loop over here so the material can be sort of placed over here. I'm just going to go Control R, place it down about here. Let's go into face, grab, hold Alt, click, grab those, assign over, and there you go. We have our paddle slightly separated. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that. If you want, you could slightly extrude this top part over here, so it's extrude this bottom part right there, extrude this entire section inwards just a tiny little bit, so it looks like there is a sort of separation with those pieces right there. I'm going to grab this, click E, scale this inwards, Shift Z so it doesn't scale on the Z axis, just a tiny little bit right there, and Yeah, that seems pretty good. And there you have it. We have our air hockey paddle pretty much done. We can pretty much just export this guy out and use it as our one of our assets for our game. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hello everyone, we're here in Blender, and we're going to be making one of the most simplistic assets for our air hockey game, and that is the puck that we'll be hitting around. First off, we're going to delete everything in our scene here. Double click A, it'll select everything, click X, delete. Next up, we're just going to go over to the Create tab, and we can select cylinder, or you can just simply click on Shift A, and you'll get this sort of pop-up menu over here on your screen, and we can just select the cylinder as well. You get a few additional options here that you can play around with for our cylinder. Right here it says you have 32 vertices for the cylinder. It's I feel like it's a little bit overkill. We don't really need that many. I'm just going to drop this down to about 16 instead. As you can see, it's still a cylinder. And yeah, we can just use this. Next up, I am going to slightly change the center from the middle of our object here to the bottom. I'm just going to slightly move this up. We're going to click on Shift Tab to turn on the snap mode right here, as you can see. You can also just manually click on the little icon, the little magnet icon, and just turn that on or off. As you can see, right now the color is on, meaning it is on. And with that, we can just snap this onto the grid right here. Snap mode basically means it's sort of moving in more increments instead. It's easier for us to play around with. After that, I'm just going to click on Control A, and I'm going to set the center from, well, the center pivot of the object from the middle to back to the origin right here on our grid. And there you go, it's zeroed right here, and it just makes it a lot easier for us to scale on the z-axis, as you can see right here. Because before, if you were scaling on the center, it's just going to scale from top and bottom. It's kind of annoying to place around. Oh yeah, it just makes it easier for us. Let's scale this down. And there you go. Next up, I am going to scale this guy up. Right now, we have the sort of Z or Z-axis thickness that we want. I'm going to scale it up. Make sure that you don't do what I just did. Don't just click scale and scale upwards. You're going to make sure that it's constrained to the Z-axis, so we keep the sort of height right here. We're just going to click on scale again and Shift Z. And with that, you just scale outwards on the X and Y axes, as you can see here. And there you go. We have sort of this puck-like shape. We can maybe add in some additional details. We're just going to click into Edit mode from our current object mode. It's quite easy. Click on Tab. And with that, you can see we are currently in vertex mode because we're only selecting the vertexes. So we're going to click on Control Tab, switch from vertex over into face mode. And we're going to select the outer sort of faces right here. It's quite simple to select. Just click on Alt and click on the edge. If I were to deselect it right here, click A. We're going to click Alt and click close to the edge, and you'll see that it'll select all these faces right here. And then we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to extrude and scale outwards. To extrude, just click on E and scale Shift Z. We're just going to scale outwards a little bit. And there you go. We have sort of this line edge right here. From here, we're just going to slightly grab the faces up top here. We're going to hold onto Alt, select the edge, and click, and it'll just select this sort of direction right here. Make sure you select close to the edge or the direction the flow is going to be that you're trying to select, or you're going to have issues like this. If you were to click on Alt, select the sort of edge right here on the bottom of this sort of rectangle area right here. Click on that, you'll select sort of this direction. You'll click towards this bottom face over here. So you got to make sure you're closer to the edge that you want to sort of flow with. With that, we're just going to slightly extrude upwards. And I feel like this is a little bit too thick, so I'm just going to undo that. Extrude, hold on to shift, and just move upwards a little. Now, holding on to shift basically makes it so that it does slightly more minute sort of movement in snap mode. And what we have here is a fairly perfect looking puck now. Next up, I am going to maybe add some bevels onto our edges. I'm just going to go ahead and go back into edit mode, or not edit mode, go into edge mode right here. Just control tab, click edge, grab these edges right here, hold shift alt, and just grab this as well. So just select this piece as well. Let's see if everything is fine. When we extruded, I didn't exactly click on Z, so there might be a slight shift. So to make sure things are looking right, we're going to go into orthographic mode by clicking on 5 on your keyboard or numpad, and we're going to click on 7 to look upwards. Everything seems fine. 3 from the sides, all the angles are straight, seems good. Okay, I'm just going to jump back in perspective, click on 5, jump back, and with that, we're just going to go ahead and continue on with beveling our edges right here, make it less sharp like so. I'm going to click on Control B, hold Shift, do a slight movement right here, and check it out. Seems okay. Maybe raise the center face right here. I'm going to go into face mode again, grab the center face, slightly move it up a little. It seems okay. Actually, I'm going to turn off snap mode. It'll be easier to raise it just a tiny little bit. Let's hold on to the Z handle right here and check it out. There you go. We have our puck. And I'm just going to take this piece, the centerpiece, hold Alt P, and you'll get it triangled. And there you go. Just like extrude, scale this inwards, maybe push it down a little bit. Give it a little groove inside, and yeah, there you go. We have our puck. And if this is too large for you, you can just scale this down a little again. Hold scale, shift Z, and just scale it inwards instead. And yeah, it seems okay. Now, I don't have to worry about the scales too much because you can still scale it in Unity for bring it over there. And grab this piece, Alt P, just like that. The triangle. Yeah, that's pretty much it with our puck. We can save this and export it out later on. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next videos.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching this course. If you want to watch the rest of the course, the link is down below. Not only will you get the access to this course, but you'll get access to a lot of other courses in a huge bundle, and it's on sale today. So buy it before the sale ends. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.